Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us once more in our CAF Informs. I would love to introduce you to my speaker, to my guest speaker, Miriam Baldwin, who is going to share with you amazing information. One of her hat, in addition to be the executive director for the institute that provide early childhood development, she's also the leader of Love Without Border, who is an organization, a 501c3, but it's a great ministry that is providing love and is providing support to so many people, not only here in the US, but also internationally. So I would love to have my friend, my sister, and, you know, a person who I can go and talk to anytime that I feel stressful and I don't know who to go to, because she got one thing and you will see it in her face right now, and it is the smile. Miriam, welcome, welcome, welcome to the program Cafe Inform. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about all these things that you're doing and the great, amazing job that you're doing in our community.
My profession is I'm an early childhood educator. I train teachers to become daycare or child development centers teachers, or I train students to set up a daycare at home. We do it in the Spanish language. We are approved in English as well as in Spanish. I really focus in Spanish because there was a big gap. When I started, I was pioneer in the state of Maryland to provide this training in the Spanish language, and God put it in my heart. I wanted to do it. I see the need. I saw many women who were taking care of children in home and the children of their neighbors. I asked them, why are you not taking classes? They told me, we don't understand the language. We want to learn, but we need these classes in Spanish. I started looking for that, and I said, wow, this is a need. And you know what? Bad things that look bad are not that bad, and good things that look good are not that good. And in those days, I lost my job. I was working in a church, and I thought that was the end. I said, what happening? What happening? And what happened is that God said to me, you need to start your own. You need to start doing something that nobody is doing in this state. And I said, Lord, but how do I do that? And the Lord gave me some ideas. He said, go find out in the Department of Education, Maryland State Department of Education. I said, God, they're not going to listen to me. This is America, this is English, how they're going to say yes to a proposal to train in Spanish. He gave me really a good, good advice. He gives great advice. And I don't think it was from me, Walkiria. It was from him, because he said, go and propose to them this. And I went to the Department of Education and I said, look, I know a lot of women who are taking care of children. They don't have license. They want to have license. It's better for you to know who they are. Let me train them in their own language. Let me help them to do right with children, to provide excellency care for children. And let me do it in Spanish. I promise you, whatever I teach in English, it will be the same in Spanish. They have somebody at that time who could read the material in Spanish, so they asked me to make a proposal. They gave me all the guidelines, outlines. I did everything in those 25 years ago. There was no books in Spanish to use, so I translate most of one book on my own to provide the classes. And I prepared it. It took me 4 months out of work, but God knew what he was doing. The little that I knew that 24 years later, we will be training more than 7,500 women, around 40 men, to provide training, and that they will be entrepreneurs, that they will have their jobs, that they will work. I have one extremely good example. She was a professional from her country, but she came from Ecuador. She took the class. She started with a family daycare, and now she has 3 centers.
Wow.
And it's a blessing to many. This is one of the many examples, but God has been good in that area. And then knowing people, Valkyria, knowing women, and being in my heart to be an advocate for women and for children, and those are my passion. I love help marriage couples to restore their marriage because God restored mine. I love to see children to get to know God since they're little, introducing them with that, innocence to the Lord, introducing them to the world of education and knowing the colors and things like that, and to laugh with them and to enjoy their naive way to see the world in the special ways. Um, I saw a need in the community for a ministry that my husband and I started almost 2 years ago. It's called Love Without Borders. Through the ministry now, we're helping Argentina, we're helping El Salvador. I had pastors in Honduras that I saw what they were doing, going to the hospitals, to prison. In Santa Fe, in Argentina, we went to visit 2 prisons, 2 jails. And now we met somebody in Bangladesh, and that person is a pastor who is hosting 14 orphans in his house because he doesn't know what else to do. He's reaching out, and I think God gives you the desire of your heart, and my desire was always to provide like a place for children who don't have anywhere to go, for women who don't have anywhere to go, abused women, or sometimes domestic violence. Well, so we started, and Valkyrie, I want to thank you so much because I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it. And CAF, your organization, and especially you with that big heart that you have, were a blessing to me because I say, well, Kiri, I want to do this. I don't know how. I don't know how to do a nonprofit. I don't know. And you spend that precious time with me. I have no words, Valkyria, for what you have done because I'm very thankful. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart because what you have done for us, the provision, not only of being a nonprofit and becoming a church or a ministry, but the offerings that you have given us, it helped us to feed almost 120 children in Argentina and provide food for those families for Christmas. We use it also in an orphanage. We went through teenagers whose parents are in very difficult situations and they are left in this place, and to bring them a sandwich, barbecue, clothing, new shoes. It was 11 teenagers, and I did it in Zoom to talk to them. They were so helpful, so thankful, and to give a word of hope and to proclaim that Jesus is the one who put in us the desire to do and let us do it. So this is who I am. I'm a sinner. I'm a woman who has a lot of things to grow up yet. Even I'm almost in my 60s. Every day is a learning experience. I'm vulnerable, but I'm a woman of faith. I believe, and like I shared with you before, it's always good to be surrounded by people who encourage you, that people that when you fall down, they pick you up. The Bible says it's better two than one, because if one falls down, the other picks it up, the other hungs you. And there were moments where I've been in your desk crying and telling you, I don't know what to do, and this is too much for me. I think this is the end. And you always have that word of encouragement for me. There were moments in where I I have to talk to somebody and tell you my biggest secrets and my biggest disappointments on myself, and you were there with a word of assurance. So I tell my students, surround yourself by people who will lift you up, the people that will not point at your at all what you do wrong and judge you, not because we are perfect, not because we want only to hear what we want to hear, if not because we are sinners, and sometimes we do things that we don't want to do. We say things that we don't want to say, and then we have to face the consequences. And it's good to have a good shoulder and somebody who will say to you what Jesus paid the price for that, and you can pick yourself up and you can go to him and you can be restored and you can keep going because he has plans for you. So this is who I am. It's hard to view myself as a pastor. I'm still learning and teaching. I have a heart for people since I was a child. Uh, I will go to the carousel. My mom will give me 10 tickets. I will use one, and the other 9 I will give them away to all those children who were looking and could not get in. And I remember that. I remember going to the neighborhood and bringing children to my home and bathing them and putting them my clothes. And I guess it was a gift that God decided to put in me. I don't know. I'm not better than anybody else. Like I emphasize, I get angry, I get upset. Sometimes it's very difficult to forgive when you are misjudged and accused wrongly. Sometimes I talk too much. I say things I don't supposed to say. So I'm a human being, but one thing that I always been thankful is when I was 14 years old, and I decided to follow Jesus. And I didn't know what it was coming, Walkiria. But now that I'm 60 and I look behind, I say, thank you, Lord. Because in that day, you did something marvelous in me, in my life. And it's a day that I will never forget when I accepted Christ in my heart. And the day that I was baptized and I say I die with Christ and in sin and I will resurrect with him in glory.
How many years has the Institute now?
It's gonna be 2025 in November. Yeah.
In November. 25 years.
Next year.
Next year.
So we are at 24. We did the event in November in 23rd years. 25 is gonna be next year, and I would love to do another event. It's a lot of work, but you know, Alkiria, you've been part of that. I believe that nobody does everything alone. You have a lot of people who support you, staff, and even though I give honor to teachers who were in the past teachers and they are no longer instructors, because in that time they helped me to stay alive and to help and to train other people or the students. For me, it's very important the recognition of the people who surround you and help you to get where you have to go. It's not all about me. It's first of all, it's all about him. And I'm very humble to know that he chose me to do certain things and that he trusted me with certain things that I thought I never will do, or it won't be possible. But I didn't do it alone. I had a wonderful husband who supported me 100%. My children, one of my dreams is to find a place one day to continue with the women's ministry because it was going very well. And unfortunately, we had to stop because we don't have a place to meet. I'm trusting in God. I really don't know where God is going to take us, but I stopped worrying because you see the ministry in Bangladesh, I never thought it would come. God sent it. one of my instructors said, Miriam, will you sponsor us in El Salvador? They are giving the offering, but they wanted our prayers, they wanted our ministry to be present. And I said yes. And in Argentina, Honduras, we have these big, I have these big dreams of Dominican Republic and Colombia and Nicaragua, where nobody wants to go, and maybe, you know, countries in Kenya. I don't know where God is going to take us. All I know that I wanted to do this for Him, and He's providing for us. The ministry is very smart, and I'm amazed how donations are coming. Sometimes I'm talking to somebody, I say, would you like to see a picture of, look, we are feeding these people and they're cute, and only saying that, no expecting anything. People come with $50 or $100, and I didn't even ask. And I said to the Lord, I don't like to ask. I'm not, they told me that I have a personality that I could sell everything and people will buy it. I never did it. I don't like it. Feel uncomfortable. But sharing God's love, Walkiria, is, it touched people's hearts. And God is looking at our hearts and seeing what is real and what is not. And He did slap me sometimes in the face. And He said, I need to discipline you. This is for me. It's not for you.
Mhm.
And one of the hardest things for a person who is successful is to give Him the honor and the glory, because you think, I did it. I was the one who didn't sleep for nights. I was the one who left my family alone. But the truth is that He give you the strength to do that. He give you the wisdom to do that, and nothing is ours. And the minimum that we can do is just so insignificant to what He is.
Mhm.
And the big issue now, you know, with the COVID, and if I move from this subject, let me know, just move me back. But COVID-19, when I see how it's affected the world and how it's affected us individually, it moves our hearts to a big reflection inside to think, what is my faith? You know, if I get sick, will I still love Him?
Mm.
If I get, if people murmur about me, I will still love Him.
Mhm.
If I get nothing like Job, will I still love Him?
Mhm.
Um, if I had to sell everything I have, will I still love Him? For me, was a big revelation these weeks. I asked for forgiveness for many things that I have done on my own and where I took the credit. And I said, Lord, I'm very insignificant, but you choose me, and I thank you. And I thank you for that. I thank you today. I'm thankful for that, that you have the audacity of saying, well, I will give to you this. Please manage it for me.
Mhm.
And it's a big responsibility. And only our tithes are supporting the ministries. Um, we are going to finish the web and let people know and see where God take us. I'm not worried. I think He always provide. We are supporting pastors in Argentina. We're providing for them from our own salaries. We are sending to Bangladesh, and an offering that you did, Markeria, was incredible. We could feed like a whole village with that, and I don't have words to say how happy I was. Um, and through my work, I just share with people, and I tell them what I want to do. There was a center where I went and did a lot of observations, because one of my hat is to take tests. I go to the centers and I observe them working with children, and I decide if they are good or not, if they are comply with the regulations and everything to be a teacher. I remember that that center asked me to observe almost 10 of the teachers. I will go and go, and I was extremely tired. And one day she says, Miriam, I know you did a lot, not many people want to do it because there are not many bilingual observers and teachers to do that. And she said, what can I do? And I said, look, I have a ministry. And if you want to donate something, that will make me so happy. More than anything that you gift or anything you want to do for me or flowers or whatever, if you do that. Well, for my surprise, 2 months later, a check of $1,000 came to the ministry, and we could help a lot of people in El Salvador, in Bangladesh, in Argentina, in Honduras, and individual people who needed help for medicine that we know that they could not do it in their countries, like in Uruguay and other countries. So I'm happy. And people ask me, well, you don't have problems? Oh, yes. And I'm not this happy all the time as my husband. I'm not this happy all the time. But I have a joy. And that joy it doesn't stop, you know. I could be crying for situations, and the next minute you will see me laughing because I realize that it's all about him and it's not about me.
And so for those of you who are listening, there is no border for your dream, for your faith, for your love. If it's in you, you can do it. And at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's not about me. It's about how can I be a blessing to somebody else. And through that, when you bless somebody else, then God directly bless you.
Yes.
That's the formula.
And you know what, Kiria, when you do it, no expecting anything in exchange, it's a joy. I don't know how to explain, but when you have tears of seeing what God is doing, and the fact that he said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life, and you see that he is your way, he is your truth, and he is your life. So it's this beautiful relationship that you have with somebody who you love, you know, and you're passionate and you love, and you tell him your secrets, and you tell him who you are, and you tell him your dreams. And that's what had helped me through this year. And of course, how he gives you back when you less expect it, and how he blesses you. You know, we are considered the people in the world, we are maybe on 20% of rich people in the world. And you say, well, rich? Yes. Because when you see the needs in other countries, in other places, you realize I'm rich. I'm above rich. You know, people don't have water, clean water to drink. And here we have in abundance, in clothes, in food, and sometimes we put food in the trash. And so I said, Lord, thank you. I do have a thankful heart. And like you said, Joaquin, love is a decision. And love sometimes will require to deny yourself, keep going for the sake of others. So this is all what it is about. And thank you for this time. And besides that, don't forget about letting yourself count. You have to count. Let people know that you exist. Yeah, I am here. I am honored to be part of the staff for promoting the census, because I was very ignorant about that, and they opened my eyes and they let me understand completely the necessity of everybody to know that you are there. Because when we are ourselves being counted, we are providing a service to our community. It's not only to us personally, but we all benefit from it. So it's money that is going to be put into work in schools, in roads, in hospitals, and programs for the community, for our children. And it's so simple. It only takes 15 minutes of your life, and only takes you not to be afraid about immigration, about who's going to know about it, because it's not a connection. It's only to let people know you're there, you have a family, and we want the best for our community. Support us, give us what we need to make this community work better, and safety, and health, and needs as food, and children, and childhood, and adulthood, for the older people, for the younger. It is so simple. It's You don't even have to get out of your house. You can answer questions on the computer or in your phone, and it's 15 or 10 minutes of your time to help the whole community where you're living. I mean, easier? Impossible. It took me 10 minutes, Walkiria. When I saw it, I said, and this is all what is the fuss about? Just in 10 minutes, I fill out all the information in my own language, that benefit that we didn't have for a long time. And so be conscious not only of you, but all the people who surround you. In the same way that you do it for Christ, that you want for them to have what you have, the joy, the relationship, that father figure that you never had. With the census, is the same. It's a joy that you have when you see that we are all collaborating with everybody, that your children will go to the school, but the children of the neighbor will go to the school, and the school has the needs that provide a great education. So this is a community.
You said it so well, Miriam. Census is important, it's easy, it's safe. It is a civic responsibility. And if you have not registered, trust me, I changed my mind. My face go completely straight. Please, this is a serious matter. You must do your census, because if you don't do it, I'll pay for it. The neighbor, your family, your children, your next generation. We're talking about 10 years of impact. So please go to 2020census.gov, 2020census.gov. Do your census, less than 10 minutes and you'll be done. I think we got in the screen. If we can put it back, it's easy. Go to 2020census.gov. There you just go and boom, you respond. You click on respond, and it will take you less than 10 minutes. I promise. You choose the language. In this case, if you understand what I'm speaking now, you're probably gonna choose English. So do it, and don't just stay with that information for yourself. Share, call your family, make sure that if they haven't done it, tell them to do it. Call your neighbor, call your pastors, call your church member, call your friends, call you whoever. But let them know that they must do the census by August 11th. If you haven't filled it out, you're gonna get somebody come, a responder that will come to your house, and he will knock the door and will tell, have you filed the census? Don't wait for that. Be responsible. It's a civic responsibility. As I said, it's $18,250 for the state of Maryland specifically, that you pretty much leaving it away or flushing it, as Miriam said in another program, you're flushing it through the toilet. It's money that is there for us, and if we don't use it, we'll lose it. And not just you, but we're talking about a generation, 10 years where we're gonna be affected if you don't fill out the census. So please, please, please share this information, do your census. And you know what's going to be the result of that? A smile in your face, because you know you're doing the right thing. And there's nothing better than when you do something right that produces in you something inside that you said, I did something good. So with that, I also want to tell you, we have our first time home buying seminars. Miriam, you've been a witness of our seminars, and you've seen what we do. If you're looking to buy a home, you don't know how, where, or the steps how to do it, this is a really, really great time to buy a home. Interest rates are really low. We're not a bank. We're not a realtor. We just a HUD approved counseling agency. We are approved by Housing and Urban Development. People need to take our courses. You're going to see in a minute here where you can go. You go to mycaf.org, go to mycaf.org, and you'll be able to find our classes. And then at the same time, you register. When you register, our classes are free. And our classes are virtually, so you don't have to wait and do it in a classroom setting because of COVID. No, you do it in your own home. It start on a Friday, the 24th, July 24th. We're gonna start on a Friday. You register, you click on the link where it said Eventbrite on the date of the event. And once you register, you're gonna get a confirmation with the Zoom information, and then you'll be able to join. It's 8-hour class, so you got to be prepared with your glass of water, with your snacks, because we're gonna keep you for 8 hours. Of course, we're gonna do 4 hours one day and 4 hours the next day. Actually, 3 hours the first day, 5 hours the next day. Friday, we start on Friday evening, we finish on Saturday morning. So please mark your calendar, please join us. You must do this. I mean, we have to get the information about how to buy a home, and also how do you get the benefit or the down payment assistance program that it goes along the way when you take our seminars. Along with that, you're gonna know a lot about credit, to everything about credit, about financial literacy, and we're gonna be able to work with you very, very, very closely. So please visit our website, www.mycaf.org, register for the class. Also go to 2020census.gov and do your census. My friend, I know a lot of people, they heard about you, they heard about the Institute, they heard about Love Without Border. How can they reach you?
Well, for the Institute, they can call at 301-982-1596. We have a bilingual secretary. 301-982-1596. And for the Love Without Borders, also you can reach us through email. It's a lot better for us. The email is, the name of the institute is Instituto de Educacion Infantil at gmail.com. And also for the ministry, we will let you know, Walkiria, when we have the website ready. We are working hard. We wanted to do a good presentation. We want to let you know what we're doing and receive the support. But if somebody wants to contact me, they can contact me at my cell phone. It's 301-395-4911. We are believing that God soon is going to provide a place for us. Maybe somebody who's listening and has a church that we can host some meetings or so. We're looking for a place. But God is good, and I'm not worried about it. And if he doesn't want to do it that way, be it. And if he wants to do it, we are very welcome to accept anything. So thank you so much for being my friend. Thank you so much for being so real, Walkiria. Thank you so much for being unconditional in all what you do and for helping so many people. I know you're a very humble woman, and I know that you always give credit to God for all what you do. But God gives you a lot of wisdom, and I would say a lot of guts for doing what you do. I'm proud of because myself your friend, for real. I love you, and you know it.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Thank you for the work you do, and thank you for everyone who has stopped and listened and has stayed with us for the entire program. Thank you for listening. And then please do me a favor, if you like it, put a comment below, put the information, give us your comments, let us know what you think, and we will be happy to get back to you. You know how to get in touch with CAF. I'll share the numbers. Please take a picture, share that with somebody. If you need information about how to register for the first-time home buying seminars, or if you want to know about the food distribution program, or if you want to know about the financial literacy, credit rebuilding, information is there. We'll be happy to share it. Or leave us a comment or share this information with your peers. and we'll be happy to follow up with you. We love you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Until the next time. Bye-bye.